Welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
Last time, yeah.
I just said hi.
Oh, okay.
Restart. We have to restart.
Nope. This is history. This is preserved for posterity.
How many Egyptian scribes do you think fucked up the hieroglyphs?
The hieroglyphs?
At least
Yeah.
one.
Are those those winged beasts that they used to ride?
Again and again, we mess up.
No, that's a Hippolyta.
Yeah, well. Anyway, this is beginning of the end, as you know. Last time, you guys tailed after a group of scruffy-looking individuals who had departed the Bricked Window, a bar deep underground, and appeared to be heading towards the underground tower that Thessia had created. And in fact, they were. They split off into several groups, with some staying to investigate the tower and others going to investigate another site nearby. And so you ended up splitting up as well. Wither followed the ones who went away, while Thessia and Orcris confronted the two who had stayed to investigate, perhaps even to loot the tower. And you also encountered an unexpected third party, another man who was likewise following and surveilling this group, who introduced himself as Other, and was nearly immediately stabbed to death by Orcris for being kind of shifty. The situation escalated and then quickly de-escalated
I don't like
as
people being shifty.
as Other called out to Thessia, whom he apparently already knew, for assistance and clarification that he was not an enemy. You ended up showing the two men who had stayed behind into your tower, where they introduced themselves to you as Halkides and sorry, I have the names here. I don't want to misquote them. Halkides and Gatum. And once the strange circumstances calmed down a little, and they had some time to come to terms with this strange construction of Thessia's, Halkides actually came around to being relatively amenable to cooperating with you. Gatum was a lot more apprehensive, and so they led you after their compatriots. Meanwhile, Wither and shortly thereafter Other observed the remainder of this crew picking over the collapsed remnants of a metallurgist's workshop, which it turns out was in fact the one that was basically devoured by the hole when Thessia created it. Its ruins having finally been located, this group was scavenging it alongside an unusual addition to their party, a Ceruli, a person from outside of Skaan, who seemed to be looking for something particular, a small statuette that, when they tried to simply leave with it, the rest of the crew was not willing to let them simply part with such a valuable piece of merchandise. And as Wither and Other looked on, it escalated somewhat unintentionally to violence, and the Ceruli ended up getting the bad bonk on the head, from which they did not recover. And so Wither made themselves known and threatened them with a giant snake, which was quite effective. So Wither was able to procure from them this small statuette, while the group fled in terror into the waiting arms of Thessia, Orcris, and the other two that they were bringing with them. In the end, you all recamped back at the tower. You disposed of the Ceruli body in a most unusual way. Wither disintegrated it entirely with their namesake power, seemingly gaining some insight into the motives that had brought them to search for this statuette, gleaning out of it a name, Resebni. Another Ceruli name to judge from its construction. And the rest of the group departed, leaving Halkides and only Halkides to accept on the spot your offer to live in the tower. An arrangement that could last for some time. Thessia offered to teach him his letters as well. And in exchange, he also offered to see if he could get in contact with a man that you are seeking, Glint, and arrange a meeting with you. And longer than usual recap, but it's been longer than usual since we played, so
Yeah.
that is where we stand.
And I think for the glint thing, we were going to have Orcris lead the charge on that because Orcris is just more equipped for that task.
He is also scruffy if he needs to be.
For sure.
I was interested in chasing that motherfucker down to see who he's reporting to.
Oh.
That was kind of my initial plan.
I mean, you might have time for that because I don't think you're gonna meet Glint immediately. Like Halkides has to like make contact first, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Just before this goes out of my head, he's quick and scruffy when he needs to be. Fair enough. And by that motherfucker, there were a couple motherfuckers in the last session. So to be clear, you want to follow Halkides, or is that motherfucker other?
Other.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't spell motherfucker without other, in fairness.
Oh.
That other fucker.
That other fucker. My favorite Dr. Seuss book, the one about fucker 1 and fucker 2. All right. Well, in that case, all right. Now, you continued to speak for a little bit after other departed, so they will have a bit of a head start on you, but not necessarily an insurmountable one. So, let me see. How do I want to...
We had a lot of stairs.
True. Yes.
There are a lot of stairs.
And I know how to bypass them all.
Oh?
Jump.
Hard cut to you falling 40 floors. Like Girl Jen in
But
Paradise.
he's fine. He's fine though, because his hooves are made of titanium and he always lands on his hooves.
Oh.
Oh.
You know, if you drop a scorpion and it lands directly on its stinger, whatever it lands on is the thing that dies, actually.
It'll be fine as long as I time it to land directly on him.
Yeah, it's like Assassin's Creed style. You gotta fall onto a person or into hay.
I'll fall into hay.
You know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
An eagle will
let's
caw.
In the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Cave eagles.
Yeah. Okay, well in that case, all right, Orcris. Then let me just for the sake of ease here, let's go ahead and get some mapularity occurring. Let's see. What swing do you have? Yeah, that's not correct. Okay. All right, then Orcris. How would I like to resolve this? Okay. I think, why don't, for starters, why don't you roll to die, and you can tell me what is on your mind as you are doing this. Is so corresponding to which attribute you want to lock in. Yeah. So what is your mindset as you try and stalk this person?
It is. It's almost like utilizing. It's almost like utilizing smell. It's. I will essentially. I will essentially sort of utilize a small piece of the cloth that he was wearing that I managed to take a bit of as I threatened to stab him with my knife earlier. I pressed it lightly against his neck, and when I was, when I, freed myself, I cut a bit of the cloth loose, knowing that I could hold on to it because it's his, and I could use that.
Okay.
In my ways.
My way.
All right. Then go ahead and make me a roll to do.
No, I want that
Okay.
13 back that I got earlier.
Okay. 17. And let me roll something in Secret. Actually, does this? If I put this to... Yeah, okay. Private GM roll. We're going to do a real quick roll to die. And which color does this need to be?
So many questions!
Definitely that. And we're not locking that in, because that's a 1. All right, so that's a good start for you, Orcris. Let me go ahead now and make this little roll to do. Oh, that's not what... Okay, yeah. Roll to do, and it's going to be the stat. Okay. Yeah, so Orcris, you clutch the small scrap of cloth and let it guide you, almost like a divining rod. Rather than focusing on any of your mundane faculties to try and track others' path wherever they might be going, you almost let yourself wander, barely even
Not even
concerning
thinking.
yourself. Yeah.
I'm going out of my way to think about nothing as I walk down this path. I would, in fact, very nearly have my eyes completely closed. This is a sort of technique I picked up over mists, and one that I have used to varying levels of success in the past. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I believe in the technique, and that's good enough sometimes.
All right. You continue on your way, and your feet carry you. And as you move up from the tower into the surrounding environs and back deeper into civilization, you begin to your reverie is sort of intruded on by the sounds of city life and bright glimmering lights in a number of colors, and you find yourself passing through the geode, through the shadow of Gaia's spearhead. And you are certain, as you are certain of most things, that you are on the right path. Whether or not you are exactly physically behind this person, you are on their trail, in at least some sense. Do you wish to continue?
Of course.
Okay. The geode, further up, close to breaching the surface, and of course, as it is the posh and wealthy part of the underground, where you emerge on the surface, you find similarly to be a nice set of surrounds. And you begin to get the feeling, both spiritual and physical, that you are retracing your steps And your mind drifts back. You can't. Your eyes are closed, but you still feel like you can perfectly feel the path in front of you. You can see it in your mind's eye. It's a path you walked recently, not long ago. When was it? It was with the other two.
We're already being followed.
It was shortly after you had investigated the hole that Thessia made. You'd investigated the base. And you left because you felt eyes on someone. You passed through the geode, and then you passed through here. That day, you came away with something. A blue cloak that you theorized might have been used to conceal the identity of someone who had an eye on your business. And you find yourself standing on those same streets again. You have no concrete material proof, but by your ways, your mystical perception, you feel entirely confident that other, at a minimum, is associated with the person that followed you that day, or is, in fact, the person that you ran into that day. Would you like to try and press further?
I would.
Okay. And if you're sticking with your current modus operandi, then go ahead and give me another roll to do.
Oh, wait. No, that's the wrong person. There we go.
All right. Let's see. This time, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Goo.
I utilize the truth.
Oh. I mean, that makes sense.
I will find this man.
Okay, let me think for a second how I want to resolve that.
Scary.
Other with like a little red dot on you with his sniper.
He's got a slingshot.
It has a high functioning scope though, but it's still
Full-on laser scope.
better yet, he has loaded the scope to slingshot at you.
He's just holding a laser pointer in one hand and then he hucks a rock at you with the other.
Truly a modern man.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the Bronze Age.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Well, don't you know everybody actually had UV vision back then?
Mm-mm.
I mean, we probably ought to.
They can see the bug colors.
Orcris. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, no, I think I know what will be funny here.
Oh.
I mean, funny in the general sense. Not necessarily haha funny. Or maybe. Who could say? Orcris. Let me see. Do I have a map I can use for this? Do I need one?
Ooh. The truth.
The truth. Let's see. I think I don't actually have a perfect map for this, and that's okay. That's okay. Orcris.
I mean, my primary goal is just to find out who he's reporting to.
Yeah.
Even if I don't run into him specifically, that's fine. I just want to get an idea of who he works for, because I'm certain he's not doing this alone.
Okay. That's what you want out of this, and you are going to use the truth. So you succeed by at least some definition.
I'm scared.
Okay. Yeah. Orcris, you tuck the blindfold back down, and you resume your steps, and the path that winds through the upper city is a bit meandering. You find yourself naturally turning the same corner a few times, as if somehow, whether through paranoia or other sense, your quarry's determination to elude you is somehow even trying to foil this effort, but it makes no difference to you. You have all the time in the world. You turn a corner again and again, imagining other perhaps doing the same, trying to shake off the feeling of being followed. And your steps carry you up to lofty heights indeed, up to some of the wealthiest echelons of the city. And you find yourself making your way past old, moneyed households, past one of the city's foremost, most prestigious marketplaces, where those houses come less to trade and more to simply show off what their artisans are capable of. It's a respectable sort of hustle and bustle, and like any hustle and bustle, near the edges of it, where it starts to fade away, it is actually quite easy to lose something if you choose to do so. And your steps finally stop. You get the sense that you've reached something. And you look around to see yourself standing before hard to say. You're in the rich part of town. It's a nice looking building like anything else, but there's a layer of dust on the front door, save for a few handprints. It seems like this building wasn't being used much until recently. It's not part of an estate. It's more like perhaps some sort of individual tenement that for one reason or another is currently unoccupied. It's not unheard of. Sometimes the big influential families often have many properties to their name and don't always utilize all of them at any given time. So perhaps this is one such thing. This little tower tucked away at the corner just beyond where the hubbub ends. And a door that seemingly has been opened and closed only recently, and only by very few. What would you like to do?
I will very carefully place my hand within the bounds of the handprint that is already there. Bending my fingers upward if need be, if the hand is smaller than my own.
Yeah.
So as not to create anything else that looks out of place. And I will slowly sneak my way in.
Okay.
Cha.
Orcris, you carefully, so as not to leave an additional handprint, push the door. It rattles very slightly. It seems, at first it seems locked, but then you realize no, it's a heavy door, and it's been It's been stuck with not a conventional lock, because if it were locked, someone would ask why. No, this door has been set to try and just make it difficult to open so that a random passerby who might be curious would be not quite curious enough to bother with the Force. But you're no random passerby. It is not beyond your strength to open, and so with a bit of a grunt, eventually you crack the door open, and once it's open a little way, you can see a small piece of finery that was sort of set against the door on the inside, sliding back as you open the door. And you find yourself in... Yes, it does indeed appear to be... This is some sort of apartment tower for retainers of some family or another, that at the moment appears disused. At least the front room that you're in, which is decked out in marble and gold, is it looks like a bit like stepping into a museum. There's a layer of dust settled over most of it. It's clearly not being lived in the traditional sense. Yet, just as there were a few stray handprints on the door, there are a few stray footprints on the floor, and they lead through the parlor at its front to down a hallway. You can hear somewhere the sound of very gently running water.
I reach for a knife. I keep it ready. And I start wandering down the hall.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go with... Let's get all this out of here. Orcris, you step over the marbled floor. Quiet click, click, click of your hooves as you place them, I imagine, in the existing footprints, as you were wont to do. You hold your knife close, and you make your way toward the back. The sound of the water gets slightly louder in your ears, and as you make your way down the hallway, you can see, indeed, at the end, there's a small fountain embedded in the wall, quietly trickling, and there's a porcelain cup sitting on the edge of it, half full of water. And you can see the footprints lead just past the fountain into a room on the left side of the hall, the door of which is shut. And this one, you can see, is in fact properly locked.
I will quietly go up and place my ear to the door.
Go ahead and, yeah, I guess go ahead and give me a roll to do here.
Hey.
Yep. Place an ear to the door, and you can hear some faint breathing on the other side. There's someone in there. Looks like, from the position in the hall and the size of the room, this is probably a bedroom. But the door is locked from the outside. There's a lock has been fastened to the door from this side.
Are there any other rooms that I could sort of hide out in, waiting for anything else that reeks of movement?
There's 2 other bedrooms in this little hallway, yes.
Okay. I will go into one of them. I won't. I'll do my best to make as little noise as possible. And I will hide out in one of them for a short time.
You go into another bedroom in the same hallway, and you can see it is technically furnished, but there are no sheets or blankets. This is a room meant to be readied for someone, but that hasn't seen an occupant in some time. The dresser is bare and dusty. The mirror is, in fact, so dusty that you would have to wipe away the dust to properly see yourself. But even without sheets and such, the bed has a mattress full of soft material. It's not an uncomfortable wait. How long would you like to wait?
I will wait. I'll pretty much be waiting right on the inside of that room until I hear something.
Okay.
I mean, up to about like 2 hours. If
Okay.
2 hours pass and no significant noise happens, it's fine. I know where this is. I can come back later.
Okay. About... You would estimate 20 to 30 minutes pass. And you do hear something, albeit somewhat faint. You hear the door to the locked bedroom rattle just a little. You can hear the lock kunk kunk as the door is pulled and pushed just a few times. And then silence again.
Do I have a window in here?
No, actually. There's no window here, and to judge from what you saw of the exterior of the building, and the fact that this bedroom is on the same wall as the one next to it, likely the other 2 bedrooms, both the locked one and the other one, don't have windows either. For that matter, you didn't see any light coming from under the door with the lock on it.
We're all dwarves. We've all got dark vision, so that's not too out of sorts. But as soon as I hear that, I will give it maybe a few seconds before peeking my head out to see if I can recognize the figure of the person leaving.
You wait a few seconds. You poke your head out in the hallway. You don't see anyone. Nor do you hear any footsteps trailing away, or see any new disturbed dust.
All right. I'll get out of here for now.
All right. You quietly place your feet down in the same places. Tick, tick, tick. Make your way back across the marble floor to the door, where you can see, there was sort of an ottoman kind of half pressed up against the door, not to fully stop it from opening, just to make it harder. Would you like to try to reset that to where it was?
Oh yeah, I would have done that the first time I came
I figured. Yeah, you quietly rearrange things just as you found them, slip through the door, and it slowly slides shut behind you. With the door moves silently, but as the metal settles into place, there's a very weighty ka-chunk, the weight to which seems to go beyond the physical. And you are back. You are back where it is bright, and you can hear distant music and laughter.
I'll step out. I'll move a short ways away, keep an eye on the place, just to make sure that I'm not followed.
Okay. Now, you head just a short ways away and casually lean against some shrubbery, just taking in the fresh air like any normal traveler, normal guy, normal walk. And a few minutes pass. Go ahead and make a roll to do.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Wow.
You're pretty confident. You don't see anyone around taking more of an interest in you than they ought to be, nor anyone else who seems to be taking an active interest in the building you just exited.
Okay. Now, with that, I'll go home.
As you begin to make your way back out of the district, your perfect stealth run is suddenly slightly ruined for you when someone starts shouting at you excitedly from across the street. Oh, Master Orcris! Master Orcris, is that you? Oh, what a coincidence to run into you here! Are you out on the town for the day, enjoying yourself, I hope?
Just catching up on a little bit of shopping.
Your timing could not be better, my good man. Have you an hour to spare on my behalf?
Of course.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I was just on my way to, well, I don't mind telling you, I do from time to time get down to a place whose name Aram is immediately blanking on and he needs to consult his notes. It's cool, don't worry about it. I do from time to time like to visit the promenade and see the latest works from all the greatest families and the greatest artisans in their employ, but today is a special day. She leans into you and conspiratorially whispers you a secret. You see, my children are undergoing their exams with Master Hadrian right at this moment, and I have simply got to have presents ready for when they both pass with flying colors.
I have no doubt they shall. But what to get them on such an auspicious day?
Exactly my dilemma. You see, as you can see, I'm sure you've noticed that I have an eye for the finer things. Twing, ting, 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 light glints off of all of her many 50,000 articles of jewelry all over her person, and glimmers across her shawl with its diamonds embedded in it. But, well, when you have so much, it's difficult to find something that's new and exciting and unique, and, well, my children have an awful lot already, just like myself. If you've got the time, I would simply love to get your expert opinion on not merely the quality of some of the goods I might consider purchasing today, but the quality of the individuals dispensing them. It might be a good opportunity for me to open up new avenues of business and diplomacy with some of the other families of high society, but it's terribly important to pick one's partners in such a business, I'm sure you know.
Of course.
Well,
I may may know of a few that may be able to help you. Perhaps not typical artisans, but no typical artisan can produce a gift of the quality that you're looking for.
Ah, you understand me too well, dear Master Orcris. Then, shall you accompany me just briefly? We can take a look around, see what's on display. Perhaps you can bend my ear on which artisans you think are particularly worthy of my attention.
I would be happy to do so.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's be off then. She extends a hand so that you can walk arm in arm.
Of course.
All right.
I love her.
We've probably talked about it before, but her icon and her energy has reminded me. I'm like, that's right, we eat gems. So it's kind of the equivalent of like walking around with like a necklace of cheeseburgers and hot dogs. It's like it's very funny to me.
She's so funny.
She's got fucking ring pops.
Yeah, little ring pops. And she's like, oh, what do you think of these new Snicker earrings I got? Those are very nice, ma'am.
I mean, really, isn't that just like the haute couture move? Very Lady Gaga.
I can practically taste the rainbow.
My new Snicker earrings. Don't worry, they kept the dick vein.
I just don't know what to wear tonight. Do you think crunch or Rolos? Rolos, my dear. Oh,
Rolos, madam.
Rolos,
Be
madam.
called dead in a crunch.
Orcris, Kishal Hadis, one of your employers, leads you just a short way away toward the wide arch that beckons people into the promenade, the city's largest, widest open marketplace, and ironically, one of the quietest and least crowded areas in the Crown. Nothing is sold for currency here, for that distasteful thing. No, this is where the city's elite show off the wares of the craftsmen in their employ, sample those of others, and go to see and be seen. This is much more of a ongoing social gala than it is a traditional marketplace. And not a place that you could simply stroll into were you not accompanied by her. You can see some not heavily armored, but very firm-looking gentlemen and ladies positioned tastefully, not obtrusively, around the entrance, who are keeping an eye on the comings and going and making sure, no vagabonds simply wander in to disrupt the clientele. This place has Costco greeters.
Oh.
And all around are wares of just about every kind under the sun, and banners proudly emblazoned with the sigils of the houses responsible for their manufacture. Artisans showing off tables of goods that the theft of one could secure a lifetime of compensation for any normal Skaani to live on. And yet, the security is tasteful. It's a far cry from the tribunal hall, frankly, in that regard. And you can see Kishal Hadis immediately drawn to a number of jewelry artisans who are sort of off in their own little cluster. I was thinking perhaps something they could wear. I mean, you can see I'm a bit biased in that regard, but I truly believe one should be able to keep all of one's most valuable possessions on hand and show them off. What's the point otherwise,
Of course. Elsewise, you would simply be wasting it.
I couldn't agree more. I shall talk to a few of these gentlemen and ladies. Why don't you take a look at some of the prospects over here, and we'll compare notes. What do you say?
Very well. That
Lovely. Then I'll see you momentarily, dear.
Yes.
Master Orcris.
Well, I didn't expect to find myself here today, but it's not completely that's not completely a bad thing. Being seen here has a value all its own.
Indeed, simply establishing your bona fides as someone who belongs here would be a big deal for any mid-level Scani who doesn't look the part to get thrown out on their ear right away, but also isn't really known to the upper crust.
Mm-hmm. And so I shall. I'll take a look at some of these pieces and the price, the very heavy price tags that they may carry. Not really concerning myself with them, as I know that they'll be ridiculous. But being seen to sort of look and then look the other way. Just sort of, yes, no, I couldn't afford any of this, but they don't know that.
Well, all of the merchants, or the artisans, really, because they're not even here to sell, per se.
Not strictly speaking.
The artisans all give you warm smiles as you walk past and peruse their wares. And you can see from the decoration on each of their stands the families whose interests they are representing. And indeed, the price you could call high, but it would be more accurate to say that these are all priceless, insofar as when you come here, it's not, oh, I'd like this piece, typically. That does happen, but really this is about, oh, you seem like a very talented sort. I'll strike a 3-generation-long deal with your house for your wares in exchange for my plot of land in the geode or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can see of the ones who are immediately nearby, you can see a woman off to one side, who is they're all selling jewelry of different sorts. But she has many very large and intricate pieces of decorative chain shaped to go around various parts of the body. And you can see beside her a man copper of tone, but with streaks of gold running throughout his body. Who behind him you immediately recognize the bright red and gold colors of House Palaiokaios. And he seems to be selling cameos and small pieces of jewelry that look ashen and yet glimmer with color. And finally, to his side as well, you can see a man with a sort of a very willowy complexion made mostly of gold but roughly patched with bronze, who has himself a truly preposterous number of metallic body piercings, and sells many of the same. But also on his table are many fine bolts of silk and garments made with them.
Yes, lovely, lovely. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Quite.
Sir, might you be interested in speaking at length about your master's business and mine?
No.
Why can't you be normal?
This is normal.
Kishal Hadis seems to still be entranced listening to a jewelry artisan go on at great length about the process they use to combine igneous and sedimentary elements into the frames that they use for the go ahead and make me a roll to do, if you would, please.
Roll.
Oh.
You feel another gaze upon you here. From a modest distance away, kind of not looking directly at you, but stealing a glance at you from the side every so often.
Oh. Mom, what are you doing here? You can't afford shit.
Just the
Aw.
artisan I had in mind.
She's standing before, in her case, a row of artisans who seem to be showing off tapestries of various sorts, and taking in the view there. And eventually she glances at you again and seems to vaguely clock the fact that you've clocked her presence, and gives a friendly little smile and wave to the artisan she was speaking to, and continues to move sideways, looking at the wares until she's standing a little close to you, a little closer, and then finally directly beside you, not looking at you.
Ah, Lady Baetylus. It is so good to see you.
It is surprising to see you here. I was aware that you were employed by a number of nobles for various purposes, but usually not in the capacity of an errand boy or a merchandise appraiser.
I am a man of many talents, it seems.
No, that much is clear.
In any case, I actually had I had something in mind for you, if I may make an introduction.
Oh, by all means, make whatever introduction you wish, so long as neither of us is seen to be directly speaking to the other. I'm trying to... I am here to be observed, but there are things I would rather not have observed. You understand?
Of course.
In this introduction?
My Lady Kishal Hidis. If I may have but a moment of your time.
Oh, Master Orcris, yes, of course. Wonderful.
I would like to potentially introduce you to an artisan of a different quality, cut from a different cloth.
Well, you've certainly intrigued me. Who might this artisan be?
Not an artisan per se, but certainly family with one that I have in mind. May I, if I may introduce you?
She follows eagerly.
To, what's Thessia's mom's name?
Arate.
Arate.
Arate. Lady Arate of House Baetylus.
Oh. She immediately, her face kind of falls, and she gets a little pouty. Oh, the poor dear. She's had it so hard lately. I should have spoken to her before now, really. But we never had any dealings. I didn't want to trample on her pride any further.
There's no need. There is no need, for the house finds itself ready with a new source of pride.
Oh. Well, if you
And
say so.
And you may very well find yourself on the ground floor of such pride. We should keep it quiet for now.
Lady Arity! Kishal Hadith, my lady. How are you on this fine day? I'm lovely, dear. I'm simply lovely. Oh, it's been too long since we've seen each other. Years, I expect, at this point. Years! Feels like it was only yesterday. How is your daughter? Thessia is doing quite well, thank you. I'm so relieved to hear it, dear. You have no idea how upset I was when all that trouble was occurring. And how are you holding up? You're being... I can tell. It's writ all over your face. You're being so brave. You're being so strong, madam. I couldn't do the same in your position.
My sincerest apologies. I should have known that you two already would be associated.
Oh, well, you know how it is. At a certain level, everyone in Skaan knows everyone in Skaan, dear. But I've not had the pleasure in so long, and we've not had proper dealings, you and I. No, I suppose we haven't. Arati kind of straightens her hair out, sweeps her braids back, and sits down on a little marble plinth nearby. What is it you wanted to discuss with me? Well, Master Orcris was telling me that you perhaps had some exciting new prospect that I could be in on a little secret about?
No.
Damn.
My dear Kishal Hadis, I merely wished to make the introduction for now so that you may have an opportunity to speak with Thessia at a later date regarding a proper gift for your children.
A gift from Thessia of Baetylus. Now that would be an interesting approach. What do you think, my dear? Would your daughter be interested in such an arrangement? My
Lady Baetylus, I forgive me for being presumptive on this count. However, I suspect that recent circumstances may find we may find it necessary to receive a fuck ton of money from somebody who has a fuck ton of money and a lot to give for relatively little that Thessia needs to offer, is what Austin is saying, and Orcris is saying much more eloquently than I am.
Arati, her eyes blink in sequence all four, and she shuts them and has a faint smile for a moment. My dear Kishal Hadis, as you know, I am no shaper myself, and so I could not presume to speak on behalf of my daughter, Master Thessia of the College of Alteration. But I am sure she would be amenable. I will ask her the next time I see her, and I will have good news for you when next we speak, I imagine. Ah! She puts a hand on Arati's shoulder. Arati kind of... That's so wonderful to hear, dear. Oh, Thessia of Baetylus. Indeed, not who I would have thought of as a prospective artisan, but certainly hard to name someone who's more the talk of the city. Well, I do hope you'll tell me soon. Dear, we must... Perhaps I can invite you over, or I could come visit you at your estate. It's such a grand old thing. I've not seen it myself. Oh, my late husband said that it was one of the most marvelous in the city, you know, in its day. Yes. Well. Well then, in that case, Master Orcris, you've already given me a better lead than I could have hoped for. I'm going to speak to a few more I'll let them know that you're free to peruse on my say-so. You won't get any rough treatment from any of those burly fellows outside. And I hope to see you as well back at the estate very soon so that I can excitedly show you how all your hard work has paid off with my children's success in their academics.
You are too kind, Lady Hadis. It would be my pleasure to see how my teachings have better affected their studies.
She kind of draws her shawl up and kind of wiggles excitedly. She's a rather stout woman, and so it's a slightly amusing display, and she immediately begins sort of there's no real better word for it. She begins flouncing back toward the merchant she was speaking to before, a definite pep in her step now.
My apologies. I know that she can be gregarious.
That is how she has always been. It's... She is well-intentioned, if nothing else. Which
If
is more
nothing
than can
else.
be said for some of her ilk and mine.
Well, I apologize if I sincerely apologize if this has led to any bother for you.
No, not at all. I can see what you intend by this arrangement, and some good may come of it for my family, so you have my thanks for that. But I had plans of my own, and in fact, this may be the right opportunity to discuss them with you briefly. I'm only here so that, well, to keep up appearances, you see. Other than the ever-gregarious Kishal Hadis, there are not many here who would deign to give me the time of day at the moment, but it's important that they see that I think I still belong here.
Of course.
But if you are here as well, we can speak without speaking. So, as I look again at these banners and perhaps look after Lady Kishal Hadis over there, I want you to listen to me carefully and quietly. I understand that besides your talents as a sort of physicker that I've witnessed firsthand, and your role in educating the youths of some families, I'm led to understand you have other, even more eclectic talents, Master Orcris. I've not heard anything specific, but in general, it sounds as though you're a man of many trades. Is that right?
I would say so.
And you have connections with the sorts in this city who might like to do business behind closed doors from time to time.
Some might say that.
Are you aware that there is a small but significant minority of Skaani who seem to believe that rather than consuming the minerals that give shape to the upper classes, that it is possible to gain such favorable physical attributes by consuming their blood?
I've heard such things before.
The fucking Hannibal Lecter sound.
Yeah. The Dracula dead and loving it.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I grow bored of Rolos, Orcris.
What price do you imagine those deluded sorts might be willing to offer for a modest but significant quantity of noble Baetylus blood?
Well, a not so insignificant amount, given that Thessia's name is on the lips of so many these days.
Of course, it's not my daughter's blood I mean to offer, merely my own.
That doesn't matter. She carries your blood.
That is what I'm counting on. If I'm Born to this position where I must observe so many rules, so many traditions, then I may as well take advantage of them and superstitions beside where they can benefit from me. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course. I may have a very specific buyer in mind already. I would have to check with him, but perhaps an arrangement can be made.
I'm not sure how happy I am to hear that, but I suppose it's convenient, if nothing else.
Well, it's what you asked for.
Yes, I can't turn my nose up at the opportunity. You are not wrong, Master Orcris, about the need that my family finds itself in. I must grasp for any opportunity that I can.
And that is why that is a small part of what led me to reintroduce you to Miss Hadis.
Indeed. Very well. Find a time to come by the estate, won't you? Whether to visit my daughter or perhaps to check in on the health of my father. I'm sure we can find an excuse that won't raise any questions.
Of course.
And I will furnish you with what I can. And you will bring me the proceeds. And you may take a small amount for yourself as well.
Well, for myself, I have no interest in such things, but perhaps this buyer may. I'll get word back from them, and in due time, I shall call upon you.
She meant the money,
to...
bro, not her blood.
Oh, well, in that case, well, yes.
Good. Then I will see you before long, I hope. I need to stand here looking engaged and mercantile for a while longer, so why don't you leave ahead of me?
I understand. Have a good evening.
You as well.
All right. I will disappear into the shadows like a sneaky man.
Oh.
All right. Well. Some
Hmm.
fuck shit.
Interesting.
Mom, you're selling plasma?
Mom!
All right. Well, I have general ideas of what each of Thessia and Wither are likely up to. Do you guys have a preference on who you would like to go to first?
It does not matter to me.
Us?
Sorry, I was playing with Al. I have my headphones on, so I know what's going on. No, it does not matter to me either.
Okay. Then I think let's go to Wither.
Mm.
Scary. No, I don't want to actually.
Yeah, never mind. I was lying. I have a very expressed preference.
In fact, I never want to be here again.
Fine, I guess we'll start with Vestia. That's not fair. What about Wither?
We leave to go to live in Grecia.
I don't. No, I don't really care what we eat. How about Taco Bell? Nah.
No.
Nah, I don't want Mexican.
You know what? We're feeling Thessia's grandfather, actually.
Alf?
What?
It's just a hard cut to him in bed, dead, and silent for 13 minutes, and then it cuts back. What's Wither doing?
What's Wither doing, indeed? Let me, real quick, we're gonna...
Getting closer to my mic so I can exist.
Let's go with... Wither, you've been drifting for a while. The journey back to the surface is a bit of a blur in your mind. You gave so much of yourself to the creature that you summoned. And in time, that may pay great dividends, but for the moment, you are feeling about as drained as you've felt physically in this life. Perhaps you were more distressed. Perhaps you were under great emotional duress during your recent, for lack of a better word, kidnapping? Question mark? But your body is the heaviest it's been. And your mind is seemingly perpetually fuzzy. It can be a bit fuzzy even under the best of circumstances, to be honest, but more so than usual, you find yourself having to really hold on to thoughts, lest they just sort of slip back beneath the surface. It's almost like being at the edge of dreaming constantly and only barely able to even remember what you were dreaming about a minute earlier. And so at a certain point, you blink and sort of, for the first time, become aware that you are lying on a bed in a dark room. You think there was light at one point. You seem to remember that, but shifting your body very slightly, you can see that the windows in this room seem to be curtained over. You can hear very occasional a little bit of sound from outside the door on the opposite side of the room. But otherwise, this is it's almost as peaceful and silent as when you were sinking down beneath the well. It's the White Sanctuary, you think. It's certainly very white. But it's not your room. This isn't your bed. And you hear a little rustling of cloth and a bit of a creak of wood as a bed frame shifts with weight. But you're lying perfectly still. It came from somewhere to the side, and you slowly roll over to the other side. Where Peregrine lies.
Oh.
Oh, he's para-frown.
Oh.
His the cloth of his toga, which previously he liked to wear very far to the side on his shoulder, has been drawn much closer up to his neck, and you can see how the cloth sits on him now. There is no arm beneath the shoulder on that side, and you can see on the opposite side where his there's fresh bandages still with a bit of blackened substance on them wrapped around the stump of his amputated leg. And in fact, some of the only light in the room comes from the faint illumination of the impression of his skeleton and ribcage, which is always shining a little bit through the black streak that runs down the center of his body. Whether he is awake or asleep, he has been silent for some time.
We did many things today. Sorry, it has been quite loud.
Sorry.
Zoe, it is taking out the recycling. It must be Wednesday.
Sorry, I need to escort him out. Give me a second. I'm
sure.
very sorry.
That fucking cat is causing a racket again.
Fucking just very sad scene, just in the background, muffled Zoe. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you.
I'm sorry. I really
Hey.
shouldn't be the one to do this since I'm mostly blind. Oh, I'm sorry. I tripped and spilled it all again.
I will also be right back.
Okay.
Master Zoe, do you need help? No, I don't want to be a bother, Daddy. Why
I'm
did you...
fine. It's fine.
Whoa.
It's fine. Zoe will marry Cocoam.
Okay. You
Remember to
literally only came in to fuck around when the scene started, so.
Also, remember to be careful with your microphone when it's still hot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, I just got like this big like scrape noise. It was yeah.
Oh, that I don't know why.
Or maybe that was Austin.
I don't know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wither sits there in the stillness, glancing over at the vague glow coming from him, just the weird spine kind of peeking out in the darkness a little bit.
We did many things today. We met many people. Saw many things. There were... Where?
They kind of pat around on their body, even though it wouldn't be here. They would be able to feel it. They slowly try and slug their way out of bed looking for something.
Where?
Patting around in the darkness. They're searching for the brick.
Oh, the brick that someone brained that guy with?
No, they're searching for the brick.
Oh
that
no, the
they
brick
took
that you
from...
picked up from
Yeah.
that random. Yeah, the
Yep.
brick you just fucking shoplifted.
Yep.
Where?
You see, well, yeah, you almost trip over it, actually. It seems like whoever set you up in the bed here set down some of the things you were holding on to. Near the foot of your bed is that clay brick, as well as the little statuette.
They're weaker now, so these objects feel even heavier. And they slowly... They think about picking them both up at the same time, like, no, if I drop that, it'll be very loud. They pick up the brick with two hands and bring it up to his bedside and lay it here on this little table. And then they go back for the little statuette. Whoa.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's new.
Damn,
That's new.
you fucking, you targeted your shield blaster. Shields are down to 40%. You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, Peregrine, you're really not gonna make it like this.
You set them each down on the little stand beside Peregrine's bed. He grunts quietly and slowly rolls over, grunting a little less than quietly as his now missing arm brushes against the side of the bed. With her. What are you doing here? Isn't this... He looks around, slightly confused for a moment. Isn't this my room?
Yes.
He starts to slowly work his way into a slightly more sitting up position, but only barely. And then he looks around the room and sees the other bed there. Were you watching over me?
No. Somebody must have brought us here.
He looks to the nightstand, looks at the objects there, and looks back up. Why? Oh. His eyes kind of travel to you and properly take in your form. And beneath all of the wispy silk and gold chains, your body is heavily swathed with black. Nowhere more so than in the areas where you allowed your stone swimmer to bite into you and drain you, but the surrounding areas as well. It's radiated out like the rings of a tree. Oh. You didn't look like that when we got back. What happened?
We offered part of us back to Gaia in a way.
Why? He kind of flops back on the bed. That's what I was trying to not let happen to you. Why'd you go and do that? I take my eyes off you for 5 minutes.
It will heal.
This time.
And next time, Peregrine.
Not if you die. I don't regret what happened to me, I mean. It was worth it to bring you home. But you can't go and throw that away. You can't do that to me. He leans back and kind of feebly shakes the missing arm, shoulder. This is my fault, not yours. I was there and I couldn't. I was right where I needed to be and I couldn't do any better than this, and that's because of my own weakness, but I don't know how much more I can do for you now. Like this. If you go off and The first thing that happens to you is this? What was the point?
To know. To get to this object, Peregrine.
And what is it for? How does it figure into Gaia's plan for you? You gotta tell me. You gotta be able to tell me. You can't tell me that you let that happen to you. While I was stuck in here and I couldn't do anything about it, if you don't know what it was for.
So we could feel something.
Is that what you wanted to feel?
Anything.
You didn't feel anything before? You didn't feel anything when we were down there? You didn't feel anything when we were helping Autumn? When I don't know, when we were just eating berries together? I thought that was helping you somehow.
We don't know if we are allowed to, Peregrine. We try, we do. There are small moments of purchase. In those moments you have described, they fleet and flutter away. They do not stay, and once they are gone, we cannot quite recall what they mean.
Is that what's gonna happen to me?
No. No. You will not go.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, Peregrine. I thought this one's faith might well be unshakable, but... Oh, he is so lost in this moment. He doesn't know what to believe in now.
We have found Peregrine, we have found an answer, Mayhap. We have found a path. The Reforged. When we were looking, searching for answers, we found a possible individual, their name, those associated. Gaia. On that. During that search is when we found this object. And we invited this wound into our body. It is not useless, Peregrine.
Oh, that's something.
Even in this state, you are not useless. You still do. You still are. You always will be.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, but I'm not sure you're right. I don't know how I'm supposed to vanquish any evil like this. You know, I lost my spear again. Not that I could fight with it if I had it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to carry you around anymore either.
We will carry ourselves.
Oh. A heart full of conflict. It's a sad thing to see, especially from this one. He's full of doubt over his purpose where there was none before. I believe we may be able to help him, Wither.
How?
In spite of what he says, I believe this one still has faith in you. And through you, Gaia, it's simply become clouded with all these doubts, this self-pity, the feeling of weakness, all these extraneous things that make it hard for one to understand one's true devotion. But there is something I believe we...
Well,
Whoa.
Austin.
Austin?
You open a briefcase next to your microphone?
No, my headset fell off and hit my
Oh.
chair.
Okay.
Oh.
Definitely got to remember to mute as you get up and things like that.
Sorry.
No worries.
Oh, shit.
I believe we can help him together. You've shorn off a great deal of yourself, a worrying amount, but you still have the part that you need. And I can assist you.
how?
You see the color of his soul, don't you?
It is warm.
Right now, feel and see all the doubts and the uncertainties that are obscuring that color. All these unneeded things weighing upon your friend. You can take them from him. And leave only that purest purpose to which he's chosen to devote himself. To you and to Gaia.
It will make him peregrine again.
Servitor merely smiles warmly. It may take time, His body needs to heal as well as his spirit, but you can be the catalyst. You've done it before. To that woman at Thessia's tribunal. Sweeping away the doubts and the fabrications she tried to use to disguise her real desires. One of the qualities that makes you special in Gaia's service. All the better if you can help your dear friend with it. Free him with her.
They will gently reach out a hand towards him and just put it on the side of his face.
His face is warm. It's warm in the same way as his soul. And you place a hand there and feel for a moment as though, as it caresses the streak of black and gray that runs down his face. You feel in that moment as though you're wiping away his tears. And you feel the emptiness inside you reach out and fill itself just a little. Shame, humiliation, wounded pride, feelings of failure. They're quiet but audible as they become part of you. And what's left within Peregrine as you start to siphon this away, sort of like an island being exposed by the water level slowly falling. There's a shape there, the shape of his soul, and you can see it, not merely a static form, but taking form. As you take away unnecessary distraction. And the lights in his eyes momentarily dim and then return, and he blinks and opens his mouth, but no words come out. I think that is all we dare attempt for now. I will remain with him. I will guide his healing. I can do nothing for his arm and his leg, but for his soul, I will grant you this boon on behalf of Gaia. We will make Peregrine whole again. I swear it.
We are.
The word is sorry. The idea is to apologize. That shame, that wounded pride. It's reflecting back. And it should be expressed, but there's a wall. Peregrine couldn't speak, and neither can Wither right now.
What do you wish for us to do while you are here? What can we do for you?
He weakly reaches out a hand and rests it on the statuette that you set on the table. If this is really part of... If this is really connected to the people who hurt Autumn, find them. Bring them to justice. Justice.
Will be done.
He rolls back into the bed, and the arm flops onto its side. And you should rest, too. If you look like that. That's the other thing you need to do for me. You need to not get hurt anymore. Can't let you get hurt. Never. He slowly drifts back to sleep. Servitor lets out a sort of half-contented, half-relieved sigh. That's good. I think he was half burning himself up with frankly useless thoughts. He needs to rest. He will be better. I will see to it.
They sit there at his bedside for a while longer. Eventually, I imagine they'll probably crawl back into the little bed over there. But for now, they just sit with that guilt, that shame, that humiliation. Tasting it on their tongue like a new food.
And so you do. Thessia?
Hey.
You've died off screen. So,
Fair enough.
Orcris, yeah, honestly, the probabilistic outcome.
Like,
based
genuinely. I think Thessia is one of the few characters who you're just like, no, she got killed. I'm like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
No, I just wrapped you up into one of my schemes.
No, please. I need to give you a problem. I beg of you.
All right. Yeah. Thessia. You, as I recall, you said after all the hullabaloo later that day, you wanted to go home to check on Xenion at some point, right?
Yeah, because the last time that we had spoke, they were like, I have an idea, and then sprinted off somewhere. And I was like,
And then
okay.
shook it away into the wilds.
So I don't know if, as they were leaving, like, puts on ski mask and, like, robbed someone, but, like, I feel like I should circle back on that and be like, hey, what'd you do?
Here, buddy.
Puts on ski mask, never gets old.
The West Wing explodes.
The West Wing explodes, yeah.
Oh my god, what if they did both?
Holy shit. Fucking busy day.
I think I did something bad. You think?
Thessia, you return home Your singular house guard gives you a little nod as you head up the steps and head inside. Let's see. We're gonna do. And the guard does not announce you when you enter, which is the usual sign for you are home alone. Save your grandfather, presumably. None of your family are known to be in at the moment, which is not that surprising in your mother's case. She often Actually, it's not terribly surprising in Xenion's case either, but you had hoped maybe things would be otherwise, because as it is, you're back in a very large, now very lonely house.
Yeah, she kind of noodles on that and is like, okay. I guess I don't know where they are, which is strange for them. I normally have an idea. I guess with that in mind, I guess maybe before she like fully walks away from the guard, she'd just be like, hey, do you happen to know where my sibling and mother might have gone off to? If not, that's fine. I'm just curious.
Yeah, the guard thinks for a second. Well, young Master Xenion left fairly early today, and does not generally favor me with knowledge of their comings and goings.
Fair enough.
So I'm used to that. Lady Arati, I believe, has gone down to the promenade to have a look at merchandise from other noble families.
All right. Well, thank you.
Shall I let them know to see you if one of them gets back?
Sure. I think that'd be fine. Thank you.
Of course.
Bessie heads in, kind of like cups her chins, like, well, shit. What do I do now? Because she was hoping to check up on Xenion, but if they're not here, I guess the next best thing that she can do is spend time studying and or practicing her craft. Because now yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Because now that she's like got people interested in maybe joining her little tower or whatever, and also she needs to start working on her thesis essentially for like fully uniting the colleges and whatnot. She needs to also boost her own skill set to prove that is like that her direction would be viable.
Her thesis.
Okay. And what did you have in mind? Is this well, no, I'll leave the question that open to start with.
I guess the first thing that she'll try is, because she's always curious about getting that thing squared away, is she's going to try Teominos' minor rune again, because she has a location again. She's like, oh, okay, RT is in the promenade. Let's see if I can connect there again. And it's also with someone I'm very familiar with. So she's going to once again practice this. And I think what she'll also do is she's actually going to scurry outside. And because no one's tending to the sand, she's like, it's fair game. I can do whatever the hell I want.
My sand now.
My sand now. She's going to see if, like, working with a different, like, form of earth would work better. Because she's always tried it on, like, hard stone. She's like, would sand work better? Just trying shit. Just seeing, just experimenting nonstop.
Tell me if it's bad.
Yeah, honest. Literally just like, tell me if it's bad.
Okay. So are we going for a full-on, is this a study sesh?
I think so, at least until,
like, you probably got time.
Yeah, until family starts to return.
Yeah, okay. So,
I think I'm gonna do red, and I'm gonna, like, dig my feet deep into the sand and just, like, try to feel the earth through it and like how it all connects. Because I've been relying very heavily on like the rune itself, and she's like, I should maybe try to lean more into the actual physical connection, because that is how this is working. Is it's like clearly it's contact with, you know, the mineral that is then connecting with wherever Tiaminos is able to snoop on.
Okay. Then this, as always, when studying the minor rune, will be a clash. Go ahead and roll to do with your red swing there.
Okay.
Okay. Doop.
I did.
Oh, saw that 19. Oh, you dodged that. All right. That's good for 7. Yeah, so you dig deep into the sand and just try and focus on the portion of the rune that extends your senses. With perhaps a little bit of smugness, you are aware that your proficiency with Thale has increased recently. And so although the promenade is not close, it's not far either. You're in the right part of the city, and you try and feel beyond the sand, beyond the wall, and through the earth that separates you. Distance. That's something to do with this rune. You picture the rune in your mind. You can feel further. You focus and you focus and you feel as though that cone of perception, you're able to lengthen it and lengthen it. It's also narrowing a little as it goes, and you stretch and stretch until you've just got one very thin tendril of sensation running as far as you can get it. It's not far enough, but it is farther than you've ever done before. It seems like you can extend your senses through your body in a way that feels slightly different when you are trying to make use of this rune. And after a moment, it snaps back. So, that's a learning.
Yeah. Progress, which is good.
Now, if you wish to continue, you will need to drop that swing and roll to die again.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Roll to die. Okay. So now that she's kind of gotten that physical connection, she's like, all right, let's try to feed into the feeling again. Because she's like, all right, now I've got the connection, or at least the idea of location, the physical one. Let's see if latching on to the emotional connection with a person, if that helps at all.
Okay, so you're going to envision your emotional connection to your mother?
Yeah, which is, I would say, positive, if also... Yeah, I'd say overall very positive, but there's definitely been some things where she's just like, Jesus, Mom. Like, oh my God. Ma!
All right, then go ahead and roll to do.
Not great. Oh, I thought that might have been the 4. I was really hoping.
Well, it rolled shit for effect, so you only take 1 damage here.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, you reach out and you focus on the feeling of your mother, and frustratingly, it's so hard to keep focused on her when you think about all the other people swanning in and out of your life recently, and all the other people who must be, if she's down at the marketplace, all those other noble families who are all, they're trading favors, trading business, and it's hard not to get distracted by you imagine pretty much the exact scenario that is occurring, not with Orcris there, of course, but
right.
you can put 2 and 2 together. You know how the game is played, and you know your mother is not there because she can afford to make any deals with anyone. She is there to keep up appearances, and she is undoubtedly... I mean, it's better than not going at all, but she is undoubtedly undergoing the judging eyes of people who, frankly, are worse and less deserving than her, but just have been less unlucky.
Yeah. Tries to push that out of her brain. Okay. So that doesn't work so great. It also doesn't help that that was distracting. Okay. I think she'll... Despite that being higher, she's like, I'm going back to the brain. We're just gonna use that direct physical connection, and again being like, with all the training that we've had, sink back into when Other was leaving, because she was able to do it a little bit there. Not perfectly, but it was definitely the best she's done. It's like, okay, recreate that, but farther.
Does that mean you're going to focus on the little token that you gave Other, or on Other himself?
Yeah. You know what? Let's try Other and his little token and see if we can get anything out of it. Okay.
Whoa.
That's definitely not too shabby.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's good for 5.
I feel like the beginning of Bakano where the guy just keeps giving out numbers like, 12 points. It's like, what is it out of what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, how many? Yeah. You picture the token that you gave to Other inscribed with the minor rune in your mind's eye. And you try and just wield all of your mental energy to get any kind of read from that. Can you perceive anything? And you get a very brief flicker, almost like a bolt across your brain that's gone as soon as it comes, but you get the sense it's out there, it's moving, somewhere it's getting closer to you. Probably coincidentally at this moment, but...
But even being able to sense that it is moving.
Yeah, you don't know how exactly. It's just a sort of intuition that you have.
I think with that, because it's not always fun to watch me just be like, now I'm going to do science for a while. I think Thessia is pleased with this little bit of progress. And she's going to do something that she's probably not good at. She's going to try and do a little bit of cooking. So when her family comes home, they have something to eat.
Oh, all right.
Thessia's horrible spaghetti.
Yeah,
Smile.
honestly. My shit-ass spaghetti.
Maybe you'll roll good at this.
Yeah, let's see. Well, wait. Well, I'll let you can roll the die one more time if you wish. To just let me know where you're at, how you're feeling about things after your minor little success there.
I think.
She's hungry.
Yeah, I think she is like genuinely hungry. But I think it's
all that thinking makes me hungry.
I think it's also a thing of like, ever since the whole, there was like this thing of like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like control that ever. And I want this rune to be used for good things when possible. And so there was like this doubt in the back of her mind. But then she's made the tower. She's been quite successful in like heated situations using the rune as of recently. And she's also been able to like start inspiring people about runes more and more. So I think this is, and not to mention, I still only like 2 weeks ago, she was completely bedridden and like falling apart. So I think there was also this current concern of like, am I ever going to be like in physical prime again? And she's like, no, actually, I'm doing better than ever. Actually, our finances are still a nightmare, but hey, at least we have our health. Knock on wood.
It's not like we're bleeding out in a literal sense.
No.
Except for Grandpa.
Well, yeah, okay, fair.
You fed Grandpa.
Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have our
And-
health. Fuck.
Michelin star DeWalt toolbox.
And what are you gonna make here, Thessia?
Boy, oh boy. I don't know too much about like the nitty gritty of
This is probably no longer warranted for a musical accompaniment.
me as I'm making my sandwich.
I burnt myself on the stove.
I think, let's see here, because she doesn't know how long they're going to be gone. I think she will just like make a soup. Because I'm figuring we've probably got the fixins to have just a simple
Oh,
soup.
girl, make like a beet soup.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, you got some root crops.
Yeah, you can make a tuber.
Make a tuber. I do think that before Thessia turns the stove on, she will, because she's obsessed. She can't get it out of her brain. Even now, she's like, well, I guess I could try the rune of incandescence. I mean, like, what if, you know? Like
What
that.
if?
Somewhere
right?
across the city, Kraotar sits up. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah. That bitch!
that's all shit.
I don't think there's really anything for you to roll here. It does not work, but you
Damn.
You give it the try. And you're like, someday.
Like it's gonna happen. I know it. I've got plans. I've got schemes. I got ideas. I need more of the fog. I need more breath. But for right now, it's beet soup.
It's beet soup time. All right, go ahead and roll for beet soup.
And I'm in physical, so I can beat the beet soup. It'll be easy.
Oh my god.
Oh
That's some
shit!
pretty good beet soup.
It's a pretty good beet soup.
This is probably a higher DC than
Yeah,
cooking
what?
beet soup requires. That's the DC to make a really good beet soup.
Or Chris was sneaking into a mansion with people and had a 3 difficulty, and I'm trying to make lunch for my family. I get a 4.
Anyway, you beat it by a comfortable margin. So yes, you it's kind of sad the state that your kitchen has fallen to. Despite the map not updating, things are a little less lavish than once they were, but you're able to make something that would not merely be respectable, but would actively please the palates of your family, you know, with relatively little resources at hand.
Hooray! I'm not just a problem maker.
And as you're tasting it, it's cooling, it's thickening, and you're kind of like, okay, does this have the right seasonings? Do a little out of the spoon and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's nearly ready. You hear the doors to the front quietly open and close.
I think Thessia, continuing to like kind of blow on the soup a bit, is like, kitchen! I'm in the kitchen! Hello!
There's no response. And then several seconds later, Xenion's just kind of standing here. This is a particular thing they're good at doing.
I am very sneaky.
I am here now.
Hello!
Oh, hello. I wasn't sure if you'd be home already.
Yeah, I came home and I was a little surprised that everyone was out. But I figured the least I could do, because I'm sure everyone's been very, very busy with their very own tasks, is a nice little supper. One less thing to worry about.
It smells amazing. They walk up behind you, and you look at them for the first time, and something slightly unusual for them. They most commonly don't wear anything above their waist, but they're actually wearing you could call it a gown, you could call it a robe. They're wearing a black and silver, very fashionable, very expensive looking garment that's sort of draped about them by the shoulders and hangs all over them. Very swooshy, very long.
One hand still stirring the pot, 2 arms crossed, and then one of her lower arms reaches out for the gown. Ooh, this is fancy. What gives?
Oh. They jump a little when you tug it, but then relax themselves quickly. Well, Mother didn't instruct me to do this, but I thought perhaps in the circumstances it might be wise if I was going to be about town anyway, if I was seen wearing something that makes it look as though our family must be doing just fine. You know, if they're wearing, look at how nice it looks. It's superficial crap, but it is what it is.
And do you even like it?
They shrug.
That's honestly
It's fine. It's a little cloying.
Well, you're not in public anymore, so if you don't want it, don't worry about it.
They think for a second. No, I think I'll keep it for now. It's better if I just get used to wearing it.
Kind of shrugs. Fair enough.
Swishes past this, tugs it around the corner. I don't know how people put up with it.
I personally love this sort of attire, and Fessia kind of like swishes because she's kind of got that like lower cape, essentially.
Yeah. Well, yours doesn't go all the way up and cover the arms and have so much area to get caught on everything, you know?
This part is true. Honestly, getting fashion to cover all 4 arms is annoying, which is why I've gone sleeveless.
And, well, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you go sleeveless?
No, why indeed? Actively, like, trying to flex a little bit with one of her arms as she's, like, reaching back for the soup to continue stirring. But I imagine you're the sort that doesn't like to do one thing at a time. Last we spoke, you were off to the races. You seem to have an idea? Inspiration, as it were?
They scratch the side of their head for a moment. Yes, sort of. I suppose I should apologize to start with.
No.
I intended to meet with Master Heyu, as I said I was going to, and try to arrange a meeting for the two of you, but I got a little sidetracked.
Oh.
As for my big idea, well, basically, I went to see a priest over in the Foundation. He's known to be particularly generous to many of the lower classes who are no longer part of any household and are simply left to their own devices to see to their own needs for food and shelter and such. It's, there's no small number of them, unfortunately. And, well, it seems to me that that's the only sort of person who's likely to be interested in coming to be part of our household at this exact moment. The sort of person who's desperate enough that simply the promise of a roof over their head and even the most basic of meals might be more appealing than their current situation.
Oh.
And go on.
No, that was just more a reaction than anything. I'm definitely curious what else you were doing.
Well, you had talked about the possibility of reopening mines, or consulting on other families' mines, given your recent experiences. And it made me remember, because we don't have a lot else to do with such people, they're not likely to make very good household servants. Well, ever since the collapse, our last diamond mine's been shut down, but it hasn't actually technically been taken from us. We still have custody of it.
That is true. And
I'm not sure if it's a place you'd care to revisit, given everything that happened, but it's one of the only things I can think that we could put that sort of crude physical labor to use for. Mind you, I don't know where we would house any of them, given that I can't see mother or grandfather having anything to do with that sort of person sharing our roof.
I might have a location. But first and foremost, we need to make sure that they're even interested in the proposition, and we'll need to ensure that the mines are cleared out a bit more before we send them in, and ensure that it's safe. Well, safer.
I would hope so. It seems likely, based on what I've learned from Master Heyu, that if the breath rolls in, it usually rolls out again, so maybe some of the lower reaches are accessible again? Safe is a bigger ask.
Well, when we are done with lunch and we regroup with Mother, while you inform her of this excellent idea, I'll head down to the mines and see what I can do.
Oh. They look surprised for a moment that you're just like, yes, that's a good idea. Let's do the idea. And they get a faint smile, which for them, by their standards, is a grin. Oh, I'm glad you like the idea. What's this? You mentioned you might have another location? I don't recall us having any other, well, not any more estates down there.
Well, I have been practicing my runecraft more and more, as is necessary, especially considering, well, we all know. And so, one of those practices has been the development of structures. Not entirely fully functioning homes such as this, but a roof is indeed a roof, and provides a little extra security.
So you've built something.
Nods. But I would like to keep it... Well, Thessia thinks about this. She's already, given out literal tokens to, go to her tower. And also it's her sibling, so she, rolls her eyes and sighs. Okay. But don't tell Mother right away, because I don't think she'll be very happy, and I can trust you.
Of course.
So, I attempted to use Thale in a much more extravagant way, and I was remarkably successful, to the point where I essentially have my own little, I guess, base of operations, should it be needed. And I am in the process of welcoming anyone who is interested in learning and who has been cast aside a safe haven, if they so desire. I'd be happy to show you sometime. I think you'd find it rather remarkable. Switching between blue and red, I don't know how to read my sister. What is she talking about? What does this bitch do?
Oh. Wow. Well, they fold their hands in front of them. Neither of which you can see because big poofy sleeves, but
Right.
they give you a little bow. Thank you for trusting me with that secret.
If all goes as I hope, it will one day not be a secret and be a marvelous focal point of the city, a place to boast and be proud of. But at this point in time, we have to start small. Puts one finger up to her lips. Strictly because I have a feeling many people are watching me to ensure I do not recreate incidences, which I agree is something that I would like to be mindful of and be careful of. But if I'm afraid to use the rune, then no progress will be made.
Well, you needn't worry about the secret spreading on my account. But if people are watching you, maybe I could be your hands for a moment?
Kind of like cups her chin and thinks. It's not a terrible idea.
What is it you need?
Well, having another person assist in overseeing the tower could be useful. I don't have an immediate plan, but it could be an excellent location for you to have a quiet place of study. I'd be more than happy to modify a part of it to be yours.
Really?
I don't see why not. You just let me know what you would require in your own personal study, and I'll make it happen.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, sibling. I apologize I don't have any immediate course of action for you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Put their hands up. This is already... Oh. Thank you.
Of course. Now, I should also provide one little warning about this tower. She goes back to the soup. I do have one individual who's already there named Helcades. An individual who was cast aside through, well, similar circumstances to our own unluckiness. But I trust him so far. He simply needs a break, more than anything. The other detail is that there has been an individual who's been poking their nose around that facility and, more than anything, actually trying to keep an eye on me. I don't have concrete information about them. I suspect they are eyes for, well, Etria, as you might recall her.
Oh, I recall her.
Which is why I am slightly hesitant to have you get directly involved immediately. Before I can confirm what those intentions are, I would hate for you to be targeted.
I see. So you just need to get a more definitive read on this person to know whether or not they're a threat to you.
Indeed.
Or to me. Okay. Well,
But besides, we are already busy with preparations for the mine.
yes, that's true. All right, I'll focus my energies there for now. I'll see if this what was his name? This priest,
Yes, who was this priest you were speaking with?
man from the Foundation. Charides, I believe that was it. He's reputedly a very generous and charitable sort, so a lot of the poorest Skaani of that area are part of his flock.
I
And
see.
he knows where many of them can be found.
Now, obviously, when it comes to recruiting these individuals, you know my personal distaste about having servants. It doesn't sit great with me. I want to make it clear that eventually we make this more of a position of actual, like, employment instead of trying to take advantage of their circumstances. It feels hypocritical, quite frankly.
Take advantage. We're giving them a gift.
That's true, but I don't want it to feel like we're taking advantage of their current position. You know what I mean? Essentially, right now they don't have many options, and I don't want them to feel like we are using that to our advantage because of our own predicament.
I see. I will bear that in mind.
Much appreciated. But I do think this is a good idea. We're going to need all the help we can get with that mine. But with the Rune of Thale, I can make big progress immediately. Measured progress immediately. I can't just start blasting holes in the wall.
Is this ready?
I imagine so. I haven't checked in a while, because I have been distracted with lovely conversation.
I think it's ready.
Okay. Picks it up.
It's ready enough, and I am actually... I wasn't when I came in, but after smelling it, I'm quite hungry.
I'm quite pleased with this. I don't do much in the kitchen, so I hope this is actually as good as it smells. I will, of course, make a bowl for Grandfather, because I'm sure he would appreciate something.
Are you getting along better lately?
There is a slight pause, and then she turns. Far better than I would have expected. I think a large problem with our connection before was perhaps misunderstanding, not even of just him to myself, but really both ways.
I think a large part was our family.
Yes, that certainly didn't help.
I mean, the entire... They ladle out a bowl of soup and kind of ponder it. The entire house of Baetylus, just as an entity, it's exhausting. Honestly,
Yes.
there are times when I feel sorry for you, being the older sibling and being the one who's more or less Grandfather's successor at the college.
Yes,
Much
there's
happier if we were just people.
Thessia kind of like looks over. I mean, we're in the closest position we've ever been to just being people, quite frankly.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Perhaps not.
We're poorer. None of the obligations have changed. None of the expectations. We just have fewer ways to meet them.
It's true.
You and me both. And Mother won't stop trying, no matter what happens.
Yes, that has devolved into a bit of an obsession, it seems. But I think it is still important that we do our best to support one another, even if we don't fully agree with what is being pursued. Personally, go for it.
I agree. Supporting supporting one another as people is all I want.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the House of Baetylus gets in the way of that more often than not.
Perhaps we need
Certainly
a rebranding.
It's certainly only ever been an imposition on me. If not for you doing as well as you always do, I'd never have been given the kind of freedom I've had.
And that honestly makes it worth it for me. Sure, I have a lot of responsibilities, and there's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of eyes on me, but a lot of these things are what I would have wanted to do anyways. I want to learn how to use Thale to the best of my capabilities. I want to be as high up in the educational system as I can. I want to help as many as possible. And if that allows you the luxury, maybe luxury is not the right word, the opportunity to pursue that which you actually enjoy, I think that's a pretty good trade.
I don't know what I did to deserve a sister like you.
Shrugs.
Thessia, they take a sip of soup. Oh, that's really good.
Small thumbs up from one of the hands.
Master Heyu. Master Heyu is not exactly Master Heyu.
Slowly turns.
He is not exactly, technically, in a literal, actual sense, a scrivener.
Eyes widen. Thessia very quickly looks to the door to make sure that it's fully closed so that the one guard that we do have doesn't overhear, and then she slowly leans in. He is at least qualified to be an educator, though, I presume. I would hope.
As a matter of opinion?
He can't be any less qualified than me, and I make it
We
work.
need to get you two in a room together
No kidding.
ASAP.
Okay.
All the time that I was studying under him. Well, I was studying under him for a lot of that time. We it's possible that we met at a sort of not wholly, not at the Lyceum exactly, more what you'd call perhaps a flop house. And he was just a very interesting. I had never met someone from outside the city before, and he wasn't the sort of person to invite back here, so we got together occasionally, and I learned under him, and all of the times that I was out undergoing my scrivener training, my apprenticeship. So, actually, the only reason I brought him here is because Mother insisted on meeting my scrivener master, which I didn't technically, literally, actually have. And so I asked him if he could play that role, and I'm not sure he even quite understood what I was asking, but he agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I think he misunderstood the part a little bit.
Yeah, and he didn't. he didn't cancel my apprenticeship because of the lack of repayment. There wasn't one. It was the timing seemed like the best way for me to get out of it and not have to explain why, none of that was going to happen.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
realized that I probably needed to tell you that before there was any chance that you went and met him on your own and found out indirectly
Right.
in a weird way, because a weird way is the only way he can dispense information.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So yeah, that's all a thing.
Great. Okay, so we can't tell Mother.
I mean, if I yeah.
Yeah,
Why
no.
would you even say that?
Yeah. And then Thessia, very actively, taps the table quietly and says again, we can't tell Mother. Her intention is if Tiaminos is listening to be like, don't. You're gonna cause problems.
So
Right.
that's all I had. Just
Right.
just
Okay.
that.
So you met him at the flop
So I-
house. That's fine.
Yeah. And I have been living a lie for 2 or 3 years.
Right. Wow. Okay. It has been that long. Cool. Okay. So, to clarify, and I don't mean this in a mean way, I'm just trying to get my facts straight with this new important information.
Mhm.
Did you learn anything? What did you learn?
Oh, he knows so much about so many things.
Okay.
He's got so many marvelous stories from beyond Skaan, and all of the. He really does have some kind of. I don't know if you'd call it a special talent or what, but
Mm-hmm.
he really is uniquely attuned to the rising and lowering of the breath and the rings in ways that I don't even quite comprehend, even though he's genuinely tried to explain it to me. He's not a fraud. He's just not... He didn't shake all the right hands and step through all the right doors and toil under all the right roofs to be recognized for the genius that he possesses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that just to try and cover myself.
Right.
He is a brilliant, strange man, and I have really enjoyed his company. And just, it's been such a different world from being stuck inside here. And such a different world than what it would have been if I'd just been sent to apprentice as a scrivener and with some other family for all that time. Just stuffed away in a back room somewhere, learning calligraphy and numbers and whatever else so that I could recite it on demand. Do the tablets for some other noble family or whatever, and that was always supposed to be my contribution to everything for us, and it's not what I wanted, so... I don't know. I didn't set out intending this. It just happened, and then I was in...
It was too big of a
Deep.
hole.
Well, you'd know.
I'd know. Thank you. I knew you'd catch that. So smart. Just pats their cheek. Well, I apologize that I don't have a great response immediately. I'm just kind of letting it wash over me.
They raise their hands. Doesn't need a response.
Yeah.
I think there's an element of I had to tell someone because I've
Yeah.
been letting that one cook for a while.
Yes, yes, you have. So you've cut off
But it's-
ties with Master Heyo.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Just okay, fine.
No, I mean, I suppose that's the story now,
Right.
that our association has ended, but he wasn't taking money from me in the first place, so... So on the plus side, there's no reason for him not to help you.
Well, that is true.
He just can never, ever, ever set foot here again, and no one can ever repeat any of this to anyone.
Right. Well, I don't think he would be back here anyways, courtesy of our mother's opinions. But all the same, I would have to agree that, yes, he can't come back here because I don't know. Well, I do know how Mother would respond. I just don't know to what extent. I guess, really, the follow-up question to all of this is, what do you want to do now? I mean, do you want to pursue being a scrivener? Is there something else you would like to explore?
I don't know if I have a answer to that question yet, but I'm okay with things the way they are. They could be better, but I don't need servants, and I don't need the finest food and gems in the city and all the other things we're theoretically supposed to have. And I want my freedom and I want my sister. And I've had those things and I don't want to lose them. With my apprenticeship being, well, over, I don't know what other plans Mother is going to make on my behalf.
Which is why we may need to provide you a cover of some variety to allow you your freedom. Which, I think the easiest one is the one that you've even facilitated yourself earlier. Once I'm able to clear the mines out more, why don't you lead the charge in organizing the operation? I mean, that'll keep you busy, to say the least, but you'll still have your freedom.
Okay. I don't mind doing it on behalf of the family, if it's really on behalf of you.
It would help me quite a bit. But I did also think of something else regarding the tower.
Yes?
There are countless tablets in that tower. I don't know how to explain it. They all have something written on them. It is an absurd amount. I'm talking about 50 floors worth of possible tablets with varying information. With everything that I have on my plate right now, when it comes to the academy, I've recently got another job that I need to worry about, clearing out the mine. The list goes on. I would love to peruse as many of them as possible and keep track of anything that seems useful. You know what my interests are. Would you be willing, when you have the time, and I don't want you to burn the candle at both ends to do it, but would you be willing to be, lack for a better term, a personal scrivener for me? Take notes of anything interesting in those tablets, because it would save me an immense amount of time.
They crack another smile slightly larger than the small smile before, so by their standards, rather than, a grin, this would be like jumping up and down and shouting yippee. Of course, I'd be happy.
Excellent.
I'd be yippee.
I'd be yippee.
Yip, yippee. Wahoo. Ah, wah, 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 wah.
Now, I won't lie. From the tablets that I did read, some of them do seem useful. I haven't parsed precisely why yet. Some are nonsense. I'm just going to be real. The best way to describe these tablets is they almost feel like stream of consciousness.
Whose?
That's the exciting part. I'm not quite sure yet. But it doesn't change the fact that there could be something useful there.
If there is, I'll find it.
I know you will. You've been working very hard training to become a scrivener, so I'm looking forward to putting it to the test.
No pressure.
Honestly, there really isn't. She looks back over. Like I said, if you're able to oversee the mine operation and have this be something you do in the background, you're already doing me an immense favor. And like I said, because I know how much of a go-getter you are, and she like kind of boops them on the nose, I want you to pace yourself with this. Because if you try to rush this, that's when we miss important details.
I understand.
Good.
I wonder... They turn around in their seat and look at the stairs. Have you told Grandfather about any of this? The tower or anything?
Thinking. I think I did.
You did, yeah. You
Yeah.
told him that you made the tower. You hadn't nothing else had happened to that point, so you hadn't gone into great detail about it.
I have informed him a little bit. But I will likely share more with him. He is a knowledgeable Thale user. Besides, I think he'd be rather upset with me if I didn't.
That is definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm not sure you could successfully keep it from him in any case.
No, not likely. He does have his way of hearing things.
Okay. I'm going to tell Mother that you saw me, that I was here. I
Not
don't
a
want
lie?
her to worry. Not a lie. I'm going to head out and... I don't know. It's getting late, I suppose. I just don't think I'm ready to speak to her right now.
If you would like, Thessia stands up and like picks up the empty bowls and stacks them. You could head to your room, and I can tell Mother that you're feeling unwell. You can get one lie out of me.
I will take you up on your generous offer, sister. Oh, but that means I'll have to wait until...
You have a window.
Well... I was thinking of making an early start on those tablets.
Ah.
But you're right, I should pace myself. It can wait till tomorrow.
It can wait till
but
tomorrow.
only till tomorrow.
And besides, you don't know where it is.
That is true and fair.
And it shall remain that way until we are ready to depart together.
I understand. All right. Then I hope tomorrow, whenever your schedule permits.
Mm-hmm. We'll leave in the morning, nice and early. My plan is to take care of these dishes, bring some up to Grandfather, and then I'm heading down to the mine to see if I can start clearing things out and observing what the structural integrity is, and double-checking if there are any stone swimmers and breath. Don't worry, I'll be careful. I have no interest in sticking around if either exist.
Very well. Tomorrow, then.
Nods. Now, go to your room, fake some coughs or whatever. I love that the Discord cut out just like a
Just
yeah, that'll
That's
work.
me chuckling about how easy it is to cough on command.
I don't feel so hot.
Oh no! Thessia and Xenion just doing the worst fake coughs ever at each other for 5 minutes. All right.
Sometimes games let you fake cough at each other for a solid 30 seconds,
Yep.
and I think that's pretty cool.
And I think that's swell.
That's a very sibling thing to do, so.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. There's at least one more thing I wanted to cover real quick.
For sure.
Tonight. Namely, that by one means or another, I wanted to make sure you have this information for sure before the end of the session, and if you want to act on it this session and like have a discussion in group, that's fine, or in group in character, or if you want to just discuss it between sessions out of character, that's fine too. But late at night, Orcris, one of your little messenger scamps brings you tidings, as 'twere, that they have heard from someone who's heard from Halkides, who's someone who's heard from someone who's heard from someone, yada yada yada. But through the grapevine, it has come back to you that Halkides got a response from Glint. Whether they were able to meet in person or not is not specified, but the response from Glint to your request for a meeting, he will meet you. He'll meet whoever from your group you want to represent you. Any number of people he is willing to have a discussion with. He has specified a particular place in the Foundation for a meeting.
Ooh.
Okay.
So it is you know where this meeting will take place, and the timeline has left fairly vague, but in the next day or two. So that is on your radar now. Orcris is the first to receive this information, so if you want to discuss that in person to decide what your next move is there, that's fine. If you want to just figure it out and just come in next session already having decided everything, that's fine too. How do we feel?
I am fine with either. I do know that we're approaching that 3-hour mark. But
yeah, I think yeah, I'll probably get with the others.
In character.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. We don't have to go long, because we can cut it whenever we feel like.
This is true.
Yeah.
I mean, like in character, I would just be like, hey, we should probably figure out how we want to handle this.
Yeah. Would you like to just pick out a meeting spot? You guys all, technically, I guess, I don't think Thessia and Wither... Oh, no, you've been to the Pillar, yeah, so you can meet at any of your usual haunts. You all now have at least functional knowledge of where the others live, so...
I will send, I'll send, you know what? I've been investing a good amount of fear in Nemeru. It's time to make him useful.
Oh?
I'm going to send him to just with 2 little tablets that say, meet at Orcris's Pillar.
To deliver one to each of them.
To deliver one to each of them.
Okay.
Simple enough.
Now...
I'll know if you try to do anything.
But
And I am going to follow him.
Ah.
Here, can you deliver this message? Now I'm going to follow you to the door.
I'm not telling him that I'm following him.
It's just really funny, the idea of like, mailman, can you deliver this? And then I follow him like, this motherfucker better deliver this message. Oh, I swear to God.
Okay, so you have 2 sulfur invested in him.
This is mostly an attempt to see if he's ready to start working.
Okay.
And if he's not, that's fine.
Okay. Let's see. So you have 2 sulfur invested in him right now. And this is definitely going to be a role to influence his decisions. So, do you want to just roll as it is? In which case, you'll get your associated passive bonuses, but that will be all. Do you want to expend any resources, or do you want to invest anything else in him to get him to that level up condition?
I'll invest. What do I have? Let me see what I have.
So you have 1 honey, 1 incense, 2 sulfur, and 1 gold, according.
Yeah, I'd like to invest 1 sulfur and 1 honey. If he does this right, if he does as I've asked, he can have a present. He can have something he wants, something he actually likes.
What the fuck?
Okay. 1 sulfur, 1 honey, and just to confirm.
And if he doesn't, I'll break his hand.
Oh, okay.
And just to confirm, I mean, I thought that was assumed. Just to confirm, you want to invest the honey. I just want to double check because the level up condition is sulfur and or gold, and you don't. That doesn't mean you can't invest other things in him. But
you know what? Gold. Ugh. What do I want? I don't really want to give him a gift. Like,
well, gold isn't gift. Gold is honey is a gift.
Yeah.
Gold is a display of your power.
Oh, then yeah, both of those would be fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so do you want to do 1 sulfur, 1 gold then?
Yeah, 1 sulfur, 1 gold.
Okay. All right. So let's see. For every 2 sulfur, it's an additional +1 post. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then let me save these. Make sure the numbers all add up. Yep. Okay. So, why don't you roll to die?
So
you can do it from
part
your
of
character sheet.
part of the sulfur that I'm going to invest will involve carving his face up, so that he's not recognizable as himself. Yes.
Okay. Well, we don't need to RP that because that's
No,
just
we
going to
don't.
be unpleasant for everyone.
Yeah, no, that would just be a bad time.
But you do
But
that.
it's done.
You do that. Okay. So, this music is now feeling too mellow.
I'll take that, and we'll do...
Let's,
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, and red makes sense for what you're going for. Okay, so 21 and, let's see. Okay, so you get +4 to this just from having 4 resources, and sulfur is basically times 1.5 effective with him. So you have +5 to that for a total of 26. Let's see. And then to start with, let's roll this.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my
You still
God.
have too much willpower, my friend.
Poor Nimeru. His face has only just sort of had time to start healing, and it's never gonna heal the same. But you release him from his cage, and the pitiful, broken creature that he now is, he crawls out and it seems like he is unconvinced that the world outside of that cage even exists anymore. He pats the walls and the stone that makes up the cave that your basement is dug into, the side of your little table down there. He grips the legs of the chair, and it takes him until almost the top of the stairs to manage to kind of get to his feet and begin walking properly. You hand him the tablets and give him his instructions, where to find the two people and who he's to deliver them to. And he has to be told very clearly, because again, it seems like his brain can't even quite wrap itself around the idea that you have simply released him and told him to do something with the expectation that he's going to do it. And he takes the tablets from you in his trembling hands and walks out your door and immediately kind of shields his eyes from even the small amount of greater light as he emerges from the pillar. And as you begin to follow him, you see him wander up into the geode, and as soon as the lights of that place fall across him, he goes from simply covering his eyes to basically covering all of his face, like as much of it as he can, and wincing from the physical pain as well as he presses his arm over it. And he doesn't take the most direct route, but he does wander up to the surface and toward the White Sanctuary, and it cringes away from anyone who tries to interact with him in any way. Several people are like, "Are you okay, bro?" And he just waves them off and staggers off away from them without saying a word. And he reaches the White Sanctuary and drops off the tablet for Wither. Doesn't say a word to anyone that you can see. He emerges.
He couldn't.
Well, no, I suppose not. No, he doesn't make any noises at anyone or try and get anyone's attention. And he stops outside and sits down for a while and seems to contemplate the people around him. But you can see him looking over his shoulder, looking down every alley. He doesn't come close to actually spotting you, but it seems like he assumes you can see him somehow. And he quietly eventually gets up and staggers off toward the upper reaches of Skaan. And pretty much as you're wrapping up for the evening, Thessia, the guard comes up to you with a kind of curious look on his face. We've just received a message for you, Master Thessia. Someone just came by and dropped this off, and he hands it to you.
She reads it. I see. Well, thank you very much. I'm actually about to head out. When my mother returns, can you let her know that Xenion is feeling a bit under the weather, so maybe leave them be, and that I will return later this evening. I just need to take care of a couple things.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Pleasant evening to you, Master Thessia.
And to you. And as she goes out, she'll use Thale to wipe away the words on the tablet to say something else. Probably just like, in fact, you know what? As she goes, she'll use that Thale to just turn it into sand as she walks, so it just like disappears into the sand garden, and she'll leave the estate.
Yeah, you'll leave a small, slightly discolored, more clay-hued patch in your pristine white sand pit. But you know, the sand pit's long since gone to hell, so who cares at this point?
And I mean, once you start to like rake it all again, like it's eventually gonna just kind of sift into it, so it'll be fine. Plus, for Thessia, it's like the aesthetics. Ooh, how cool!
Ooh! I got a little tablet, and I went whoosh. Awesome.
Most people would like just burn the note. No, disintegrate.
We got to be that one step more extra. Wither, likewise, as you lie recuperating in bed, Zoid quietly enters and sits down next to you and shows you the tablet and asks whether you can read it.
Mm. 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 Is that building? What is that last word?
Close, actually. It's pillar, I believe.
Uh, we do not know.
Does it mean something to you?
Read it to us.
What exactly does it say, Austin?
It would just say, it would have all of the, all of the pomp and circumstance that Wither's station would afford, and just says, from your humble friend, Alcris, I would like to meet you at my home at your earliest convenience.
Hmm.
How is Peregrine doing in this moment?
Peregrine's asleep.
How long has it been since we had our conversation, do you think?
Several hours, at least.
Servitor.
Yes?
Will you watch him if we leave?
Of course. I am within and without him.
Very well.
They will slowly make their way out, looking back at him as they leave.
You can feel Servitor's eyes looking back at you rather than his, but he seems to be sleeping relatively peacefully.
Enjoy your tapeworm, Boo.
Thanks. I'm always collecting new gut flora. I guess that's gut fauna, really.
Yeah, at that point.
And Wither, then, I think that means you'll probably be the last to arrive because Thessia can move fast and you really can't right now. But
No.
we'll go ahead and we'll bring you here. Orcris sitting in your indescribable chair.
Indescribable.
I will see to it that Namaru is well fed and cared for.
In the end,
before
he does not,
shoving him back into his hole.
Yeah. He does not really offer any resistance. Yeah, in the end, he didn't go about it perhaps as quickly as you would have preferred, but he didn't show any signs of making a break for it or trying to ask for help.
I guess that's the important part.
Hello, Wither. Right.
I'm pleased to see that you were both able to arrive so timely.
Of course. I was actually on my way out the door, so I'm glad you caught me when you did.
Splendid. Yes, so I've received this. I place forward a tablet indicating a meeting with Glint.
I look it over, and then I'm about to hand it over to Wither, and then I go, it's talking about a meeting with Glint.
And I figured that we should gather to see what move we would like to make.
Well, my immediate assumption is that it probably would be for the best to actually meet with him, because if we don't, that would be rather disrespectful, and we might not get another opportunity.
Indeed.
Really, the main question is, who all goes? My concern is, would he feel intimidated if all three of us showed up?
Would it be bad if he were?
Kind of shrugs. Perhaps not. I am also wondering if my presence there would be good or not. I may be from a weakened noble home, but meeting with someone like Glint, if repeated around the public, could be less than ideal for myself. And more importantly, my family.
Of course. Speaking of... your mother will bring it. We'll broach the subject with you later. Do you have any opinions on this? Do you have any opinions on this matter, Wither?
We wonder if he already knows of our questions, of our face, of who we know.
Would you like to be there so that you may ask him yourself?
Yes.
Very well. Simple enough.
Tiny voice inside their head. And no.
Wither's presence could also be rather advantageous. You might be able to gauge what level of respect he has for Twinborn, or Twiceborn.
It was
Twiceborn
stated
twins.
that he does not care for the Ecclesiastica.
It's one thing...
This,
Oh, go for it.
would this not extend to us?
Well, that is what I'm curious about. And on top of that, it's one thing to say you don't like or respect it. It's another that when it's actually in front of you, what do you do?
Indeed.
Now, obviously, I don't want you to be in danger, but I also can't imagine Glint would be interested in escalating things, especially when it's just a conversation.
We will not endanger ourselves. Can we be sure of this?
Looks
Well,
to Orcris.
This is just a letter. We don't really know what he actually has planned, which is another part of why I wanted to get your ideas on this meeting, whether we think it's a good idea, whether we want to even do this. And then, of course, there's the approach. I think we're in a little too deep to just downright deny.
Indeed. I'm wondering if the best course of action would be to have you two meet with him, and then I stay in the wings nearby to provide assistance if something were to escalate. Or more than that, when the conversation is over, perhaps I can follow. Because it would be very advantageous to know where he comes from.
I agree.
As for the angle, ultimately, we just wish to know what is being done to the Reforged.
That as well.
And if by chance he is not interested in sharing that information, me being able to pursue after him would allow me at least an idea of where they might be being stored. It's unlikely his hideout would also be where he is safe housing these materials, but all the same.
That reminds me, Thessia,
Yes.
I have a little place that I have minimal access to, and that I think your talents would be particularly useful in uncovering its secrets.
And that would be?
I believe it is currently a bolt hole for our friend Other.
You actually followed him?
I did.
Were you able to learn anything about affiliation?
I was not.
Hmm.
However, whoever he is affiliated with has money, lots of it. I found him staying in an apartment building located. What's that part of town called?
The Crown.
Located in the Crown.
Hmm.
A windowless building.
Ah, I see.
One that I believe could tell us much. If I were more able to investigate it using a shaper's hand to put things back when I'm done.
Of course. I don't see why not.
Well, with that, I think that is about all I had for you today.
Well, that was easy.
I apologize for the late hour.
No, like I said, I was actually on my way out anyway, so this worked out fine.
When will the meeting be and
I
where?
will set a time and terms. He may bring one person with him as a show of, as I am, as a show of civility, to ensure civility at that. Somewhere public, but not too public.
Seems reasonable. Does that sound good to you, Wither?
Yes and no, it is not ideal. None of this is ideal. But it is what we have.
I agree. And of course, any suggestions as to how we could make it more ideal would be welcome.
Me feel as if, thinking back, there are many animals skittering about in this maze with us. We fear there are traps at the ends.
I will do what I can to make sure that I see that our next turn does not lead us directly into one of those traps. I agree. The game we play is dangerous.
But it's our best lead. And it's also a connection to, multiple things we're looking for.
Correct.
So, it just means we'll be extra cautious. And like I said, when you're having this meeting, I'd be more than happy to be nearby.
Of course.
Oh.
Well then,
Uh,
simple enough.
well, I appreciate that. Is there anything else that seems to be bothering you with her, or?
Yes.
And no?
No, it is yes.
Oh, okay.
But who's on first?
Would you like to share?
We have learned shame,
Oh,
humiliation, regret.
kind of like
We are digesting it.
looks
We
over.
want it to bother us.
Kind of like looks over to Orcris for a moment. What would be making you feel that? This seems like it's new for you.
Yes, we are trying to keep it, to stretch it out. It
Why?
has
To what benefit?
to learn, to see what it does, to see how it spurs us.
Shame will do nothing but weaken you. Discard it, and be better off for it.
Good, good. We have discarded it from Peregrine, so good.
It has no value where we go.
I don't know if it would help at all, but did you want to talk it out? It might help you kind of solidify what it is you're feeling specifically, or why it is affecting you the way it is.
There's so many layers to it. There's so many. It's such an unnatural way of looking at an emotion because not only is it borrowed, it's also not familiar. It's. How do you sort out somebody else's feelings? How do you explain it?
As we have said, we discarded it from Peregrine. So, we could tell you what this flavor of shame tastes like. But, yes, good question. To what end? It is new. We are learning. We have strived away.
Well,
Mayhap this glint person knows how to do the same.
I have no doubt. With what he carries, with what he does, a shame would serve him no more than it would you.
We are going to learn about plants tomorrow. We will be outside.
Plants?
Plants.
Any in particular?
I could teach you all about plants.
Very well. Any, all. Just what we can. Something to do until you need us.
Very well.
Well.
What?
It sounded like you had something.
Just a quick offering of tea before either of you leave.
Ooh, you know what? That does sound nice.
I'd be happy to ready some.
Thessia kind of like turns and looks at it with her. I can't imagine what that feels like right now, because I don't know what I felt like the first time I had shame, or if I've ever truly had it. But I do hope it doesn't burden you too much. I know that sometimes those heavy feelings can be incredibly distracting and spiral. But I hope you do remember that you have Orcris and myself, and I know Peregrine as well. You don't need to rely on people strictly to carry you physically. You can also rely on them when the heart gets heavy.
It's like you're speaking another language. They look up at you and they make eye contact. Maybe the first time they've ever done that.
And probably like weirds Thessia out. She's like,
Huh.
We will contemplate this.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with your theory crafting. I think Thessia in the back of her head's like, I have no idea how to talk to them. I can't figure it out.
You look at me with those big ol' eyes.
Hee
As you get ready to break up for the evening, enjoying a little bit of Orcris's tea first. It's late, late. There won't be many people out on the streets as Wither at Thessia as you head home.
Oh, I'm going to the
And-
mines.
Oh, that's right now. Yeah, your night's not even over.
Nope.
Still, a momentary rest here. Nice. You have plans. Well, you have a plan in motion, even nicer. Feeling like maybe you're starting to get on top of the chaotic events and the difficult to spot connections between them.
Drop that shoe, Aram.
Elsewhere in the city, it's also late. It's not fully dark, though. No darker than usual in this place. In the Hallows, time almost seems to stand still. But even so, one can tell that it must be late, because even here, the streets are largely deserted. A figure makes the only noise here, light footsteps, moving very swiftly as they vault out of a window and keep moving without missing a beat. Continue. Kick off each of these rocks in sequence, feet brushing against the runes, and clamber up the side of this tower, scampering into the dark, clutching something ever so tightly to their chest. And elsewhere, not far, but very deep, echoing a great distance from the city's lowest point, up through the rest of this ghost-lit place, an alarm. An alarm from the lowest, deepest, most sacred part of the city, where a crime utterly unimaginable is no longer something that need be imagined. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
I want to see. I want to see.
I want to see.
I want to see crimes that can't be imagined. I'm like, that's
My
like
imagination's
that's like my whole
boundless.
thing.
Hey, that's my thing.
Yeah.
I want to
cribbing
see
my fucking-
unimaginable crimes.
I got a pretty good
crazy.
imagination. Don't you fucking tell me what's unimaginable.
I'll show you unimaginable.
You see what I'm doing in that basement?
I can imagine quite a bit, sir. Let me tell
I
you.
have a strong imagination.
That's where we'll end for tonight.
Very nice. Ooh, very fun.
Ooh.
Well, I'll have to find out what happens next time. But for this time, say goodbye to chat, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Toodles.
Oh, spooky! Oh, spooky! I hope you enjoyed my epic cutscene. What does it mean? What's happened? Who's fucking dead? Find out in future episodes of Beginning of the End. But first, we have a lovely piece of fan art that I'd love to show off. Courtesy of good old Purdy Poof. Let me bring that up real quick because it's terribly amusing. As I said, from Purdy Poof this week. Oh, your poor unfortunate House of Baetylus, your poor sweet daughter. Oh, the pity. Oh, this fucking bitch. She's one of my favorite characters to play. Oh, love Kishal Hadis. She just wants everyone to have a good time. And tragically, very few people are having a good time. Thank you very much, Purdy Poof, for the lovely fan art. And if anyone else wants to submit fan art in future, don't forget, your place to do that is right on the Stabbiness Discord, which I'll link one more time right here in the live fan art channel. Anything that gets posted there during the game, I will show at the end, just like this. We're making good progress through this little story arc here. We won't be going on break anytime real soon, but things are building, and some fun stuff is right around the corner. I hope you'll all enjoy it. If you'd like to find out more about Beginning of the End, if you want to check the backlog of all the episodes, those are all on the Stabbiness YouTube, but they are also all on my Patreon. Tonight's episode will be going up tomorrow, as they always do, the day after. The YouTube VOD will go up, and you can find all the episodes on there, as well as all the bonus content, bonus episodes, icons, maps, lore posts, concept art, backgrounds, pretty much every artifact related to this game that is not the sessions themselves goes there eventually. Some of it is free, and a lot of it is for my patrons. Consider checking it out if you like the game, and you want to make it easy for me to keep commissioning stuff for it. It's been great working with the artists. Those artists, by the way, are Six, Fleecy, and Monichi. If you see him around, consider tossing a commission their way if you like the work that you've seen in the show. And Wandering Mask, who did the backgrounds as well as some of the art for the intro. Also a name you may recognize from the Stabbiness community. But for now, I think that'll be all for me for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. That will be Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/stabbiness. And for now, have a good night, and think evil thoughts, dream evil dreams. Good night, everyone.